What's going on, great people? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Man, how come y'all didn't tell me that Dax remixed Oliver Anthony's song, Rich Men North of Richmond? Come on, man. Y'all slacking. Really? No, I'm just messing with you. But ever since I listened to Dax, Tom McDonald, and Adam Calhoun, their song Black and White, I made it my business to check out some of Dax's other work. I went and downloaded his album, What Is Life, and man, that album is dope. Even though it has like 7 songs on it, I think like 6, 7 songs. Yeah, 7 songs. The whole tape is like repeatable. You can go through it time and time again. Like I listen to it. It doesn't matter. I can be driving. I can be at work. I can be in the gym. And that's just like just good music. I don't know no other way to put it. It's just good music. Um, so today, of course, we got to check out Dax's remix to "Rich Men Off the Richmond." It's only right. It's only right. So I'm not gonna waste too much of your time talking and blabbering on like this, man. Y'all know, sometimes I get carried away, and we just get into a whole conversation. But let's go ahead and jump into it.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. The rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
This world has changed and I had to accept it. They ask my political views while I search for their hidden agendas. I don't got an answer, I try to remember the devil divides. Pressure appears from our peers. Those arguments waste our time while helping to push their lies, so fuck political views. I got common sense. I know God made man, and the sun sets on a life where we focus on things that we cannot control and accumulate so much regret. By the time we decide to live, we're practically already dead, so I go to sleep with the thoughts of
That is a fact. By the time that we decide to live, we're already dead because we've wasted so much time being told lies, how to live, what to believe, how to carry ourselves, false identities, how to identify ourselves. What's quote unquote successful in this society. Teaching people to believe and think a certain way, carry themselves a certain way. So by the time you actually wake up and start seeking the truth and realize none of the stuff that's being pushed really matters, you don't wasted a whole portion of your life. But it's never too late to wake up. Once you wake up, life begins to get beautiful. And then you just sit back from the outside looking in like, wow, a bunch of this stuff is going on. Don't judge people for their actions. Don't let it anger you. Don't let it, cause your emotions to rise and be all over the place. Just look at it for what it is and understand that they're still brainwashed. Similar to how you was before, we all woke up to see the true bullshit, what's going on in this country and with politics, with everything in our day-to-day lives.
45 years living in debt, 45 years can't pay rent, 45 years just for a pension. I'm too old to enjoy and go spend 45 years.
That's right. 45 years is a long time being brainwashed into thinking that it's normal to work every day, work your ass off for a pension that you're only able to access once you retire. And once you retire, the prime of your life has already been lived and spent with working. So you've worked all these hours, long hours, and living check to check. But it's all good. Don't, even if that's you, who's ever listening to this, if that's you, don't feel bad. You can still live life right now. Do everything you want to do. Don't let age deter you from going out and traveling and experiencing new things, new food, new restaurants, um, going out and going vacating to different countries, different states, or whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter how old you are. Don't let your age deter you and get you down. Like, man, I spent majority of my time, being brainwashed, and now I finally see what's going on. So take your newfound awakeness, if that's a word, awakeness. Use that and just go enjoy life to the fullest, or whatever you want to do. Whatever you call, whatever makes you feel good, in a sense.
Years working and slaving for rich men with no time for my family and friends. Then I wake up and pray that it ends.
Living in the new world with an whole soul. The rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Descendants of Adam
And the rich men of Richmond, they just want to have total control. I now understand what Oliver Anthony meant by that. It's not necessarily any particular side in politics. It's about how our government is ran. Whoever has the most money basically controls society, basically control the laws, they control the bills that are passed. But yet we're still in like this experiment, and we're being used like guinea pigs. I looked at a video um a few couple days ago with Black Rock. Black Rock was talking about how they want to force behavior. Black Rock is a company that has their hands tied in a lot of different companies that are prominent within the society. So if Black Rock says, hey, we're not going to fund you, companies get scared because we're already living in tough times. So these companies need that money from firms like BlackRock, Vanguard, etc. So if BlackRock tell them, hey, we're not going to give you funding unless you promote, let's just say LGBTQ, unless you promote that and push that onto people, just push it on, force it on the people, we're not going to give you any money. So then we end up seeing things like Bud Light, and they put a trans on a beer can and made a trans divorce of the beer of Bud Light. And we see how that, played out for them. They lost a shit ton of money. Damn, they're going out of business. So it's at the end of the day, these firms don't care anything. These rich men don't care anything about the companies that built America up. They're just trying to force behavior. And when you think about it, who gave them that right? Who gave them that power and authority to try to force behavior? A lot of people are playing God in this country. Well, a few, I ain't gonna say a lot. A few people are trying to play God in this country and are trying to force things and take away our rights or whatnot. But as long as you see things for what they are and not get caught up and let your emotions blind you, you'll see like what's going on. There's a lot of evil going on.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're taking God out the schools. Our kids don't know what to believe. From 6 to 18, the curriculum fails, and Gen Z gets taught by their phones with forced feeds that get sponsored and paid by companies. That's how they attack us. It starts with the youth.
And that's all facts. Take God out of schools. And of course, with government schools, and I know I'm talking a lot, but listening to his lyrics, it hit home, because with government schools, we know they don't have the best interest for the kids. It's all about pushing agendas for the government. And we know that the government system, the education system, they are molding these kids in the future generation, the Gen Z, into what they want them to be, instead of allowing kids to learn organically and become who they want to be. Nowadays, like you said, you got the curriculum, they're including gender ideology, gender identity, and all this stuff, LGBTQ. What does a 4, 5, 6, what do young kids have to do with understanding gender and gay sex and all that stuff, man? Parents, you can stop this. Parents, just stand up to these schools, man. These teachers got to get paid to teach. But if all the parents stand together I don't have any kids, but if I had kids, I'd be front line every day. Kids should not be getting taught, young kids especially, should not be getting taught anything about sex or being confused about who they are, their gender, or whatnot. Kids should not be getting taught that, but yet we have schools forcing that into the curriculum. Sad, pathetic.
If you lie enough, you'll convince anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes. Drive or drink is crazy. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily. Look at the content we're creating.
Common sense isn't common unless they pay me. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's thought process daily. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. So in order to have any type of, I ain't even gonna get into it. He could be meaning a lot of things. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. But people, it sounds like people will do anything for the check and avoid their common sense and throw their common sense out the window, all for the check. But if it gets them paid, like, you can take it for how you want. You can make your own assumption about it.
Common unless it pays me. That's the thought is the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes. Drive or drink is crazy. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily. Look at the content we're creating. Lies. Drink is crazy. Common sense at ages they can't even tie their own shoes. Drive or drink anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes.
That is a fact. How can you try to tell a kid what their gender is and they don't even know how to tie their shoes yet? They can't. Like, you allowing kids to have gender altering surgeries before the age of 18, but yet they can't drive or drink before the age of 18. So how can they possibly be in control of something as critical as getting a surgery to change their gender? In other words, alter their bodies. Have a surgery to cut off body parts, all for an idea that's been forced onto them to make them confused about who they really are.
Drive or drink is crazy. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily. Look at the content we're creating. Lies diluting our brains. I'm done trying to argue online with these people who think that a vote's gonna bring about change. How many presidents does it take to have a life worth living? An actual comfortable wage. No more school shootings. Let's unite these states.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me. People like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
That's all it is. They just want to have total control. That's a fact. And notice how I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but all the BS seems to be happening up under the Democrats and the people that are so consistent with pushing these ideologies and this BS agenda seems to be majority in favor of Democrats. Now, I know a lot of people going to say neither Democrats nor Republicans have the best interest of the people. I get it. But take time out to see and realize what party does majority of the bullshit fall under and which party support it and which party does anything to maintain their power within the Senate and the Congress. Just think about that. So I know it's at times it seems like a one party system, but it's still one sided. I mean, you gotta look at it like you gotta choose the lesser evil. and which side promotes the most evil? Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. But on another note, man, Dax, I'm not surprised. Dax, man, he killed this. This was dope. It's always a song that makes you think, and that's what we need more of. We need music that hits home, that makes us think about what's going on around us. So Dax, man, salute to you, brother. Also a dope album. And once again, guys, get in that comment section, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. I'm out.